So this video is on basically the comparison between the titanium Milanese loop and the original Milanese loop, if you will, the stainless steel Milanese loop. I perhaps, before getting the titanium Milanese loop, had some reservations, despite the fact I thought it looked pretty cool, it was sleek, I liked the parachute clasp, but being a stainless steel Milanese loop owner, I kind of thought, is it too similar? Does that kind of stop me from being able to justify spending a good amount of money on a band if it does look similar to something I have? But as you can see from the threading here, the titanium Milanese loop clearly has bigger threading compared to the stainless steel Milanese loop. The color is slightly different, and as you'll see throughout this video, the clasp is also different. And likewise, a different metal, it's different material, it's titanium, it's lighter, and this band is specifically made for the Apple Watch Ultra. So you can see the threading there. Overall, both are fantastic bands. This is just a little bit of a comparison video. So let's continue on, shall we? So I thought I'd give a different perspective just from a front angle here as opposed to the desk view which I had before. So from one perspective, you've got my original Apple Watch Ultra here, the first generation, with my newly purchased titanium Milanese loop. Now these were extremely difficult to get your hands on until about now. So over the past month and a half since they've been released, even 2 months, just because of the fact that they're held in a really high regard and there was demand for it very much from the offset. And if you go on any Reddit sub-threads, whether to do with the Apple Watch or the Apple Watch Ultra or just Apple Watch bands, you'll see they are held in high regard. And it's not difficult to see why. Made of titanium, really light, extremely light. How light it is really kind of strikes you when you first hold it. And you've got the parachute clasp, as Apple calls it, which you basically just press these two levers and pull. And it gives a satisfying click when you connect it back up again. And now to change the size of it, you lift up this mechanism and you basically slide forward or backwards to tighten or loosen it. You can do so for per millimeter. So you got a good customizability there. I'm not going to do it myself here because I've just gotten it to about the sizing that I like. I'm still kind of finding the perfect sizing for me. But yeah, we're getting there. From the other side of the coin, you've got I'll keep this in frame just so you can see. We've got the stainless steel Milanese loop, the original Milanese loop, if you will. Still very much holds up and still very much looks good, but perhaps isn't as suitable or as, let's say, natural, if you will, to the Ultra because it wasn't made for the Ultra. It was made for this type of Apple Watch. Now here is my Series 7, which is a spaced gray titanium. And yeah, that clasp is different in that it's magnetic, so basically also a satisfying feeling. So you just, depending on the size, and you find the loop and let go, magnetically snaps on, which is pretty cool. I'll give you a quick look at this on the Ultra as well if you're curious. Now, this is the stainless steel Milanese loop on the Apple Watch Ultra. Some people are a bit nitpicky about just how into, let's say, that particular latch the band goes, as in if you see there's a bit of space here. That's purely because this was not made for 49mm casing. It was made for 44, 45, 42 even, whereas you don't have that problem with the titanium Milanese loop. Now, it doesn't really bother me. I will probably be wearing the titanium Milanese loop because I think it's a better fit for the Ultra and it keeps it fresh. I didn't end up upgrading this year because not a huge enough difference for me. But yeah, so I'll enjoy wearing that for probably at least a year. I still think this looks pretty darn good, with the Apple Watch Ultra. What do you think? Let's see how it looks on my wrist. So this is the stainless steel Milanese loop on my wrist. Like I said, if you can't afford the titanium Milanese loop or don't want to shell out that much, but you want a nice dressy band for your Ultra, this is still a very solid option. And this is the titanium Milanese loop on the Apple Watch Ultra. As you can see here, looks pretty great. And if you look into basically there, it's a perfect fit for the Apple Watch Ultra because it's designed specifically for the Apple Watch Ultra. Now, if you're going to be, I guess, asking me, and I guess the crux of this video, is it worthwhile getting for the Ultra if you already have a stainless steel Milanese loop? I would say absolutely yes. You can see there's enough difference between them to justify it. If you're asking me, is it worthwhile getting just for a regular Apple Watch, if you don't have the Apple Watch Ultra, I would say go to your Apple store, try it on, go to your local Apple store, I should say, try it on, see how it looks. If it looks good, if it feels good to you, it doesn't matter what other people think, enjoy it. But yeah, hopefully this video has been helpful for you. Take care.